I love thinking about ways that technology can help us be more productive, but without adding extra distraction into our lives. A great example I found of this is reading and listening at the same time. It's given me an extra hour of reading time every single day, and using this method, I've actually been able to get more out of the books that I do read. Now, if you are someone that prefers to read and listen separately, then this one probably isn't going to be for you. But if this sounds like your sort of thing, then in this video, I'm going to break down 5 use cases where reading and listening simultaneously will help you go to genius levels. Let's dive straight in. So I want to start by clarifying that in this video, I will be using Kindle and Audible as my main examples. But the good news is, even if you don't have one or either of those systems and you use something else, then you will still be able to apply most of the use cases to whatever it is you use for reading and listening. I will just touch very briefly on Whisper Sync for voice for anyone who's a Kindle user or Audible user and would be interested in this. This is the system that Amazon uses to enable your devices to track where you've left off on the page. So if you leave something on your Kindle, it will pick up exactly where you left off on your Audible account and vice versa. I've done a separate video breaking this down, so I'll put a link in the description below. Let's get into use case number 1. The first use case is probably one of the most obvious, but it's also one of the most important because it all starts with making sure that we prevent any distractions. You'll probably know that scenario when you're on a busy commute or potentially in a cafe with loads of noise and you just can't focus on the book you're reading. Maybe you've even had to reread the same paragraph over and over again and it's still just not going in. But that's when the listening part comes in. Because by reading and listening together in those environments, you give yourself an anchor. You can follow the narration and go through the book at a steady pace that works for you. The great thing about this is that all of a sudden, you're blocking out all of those distractions to focus back in on the page. For me, this was something actually closer to home. I had a really hard time being able to read while I was eating, and I felt like I was losing so much time. So I started this method during breakfast and lunch, and it's given me back a half an hour of reading on each of those sessions. That all of a sudden means that rather than losing time for reading, I'm able to get back into the book that I'm loving and enjoy it whilst I'm eating. And if you want to go even further with this, on Audible, you can actually set a timer. Now, what that does is when the time is up, your audiobook will come to a stop. And I find that really useful because rather than constantly checking my watch or getting my phone out and that leading to other distractions, I set a timer for however long I want to read for. So as soon as that book comes to an end, I know that my time is up and then I have to go on and do something else. It's a great feature to use if you're on a train or on a flight or anything specifically where the time is important. Try it out and hopefully you find that you can shut out all other distractions. The next use case is all about reading faster. Typically, most people will read silently in their heads at a speed of 250 words per minute. When you then speak those words out loud, the average goes down to 183 words per minute. You'd think that would equate to the 1x speed on Audible, but actually, it's 1.2 times speed for 180 words approximately. Why is that? Well, it's often because with the Audible narration, they're made to be more dramatic, which just means slowing down the speed of the words. But if we're looking to try and double our reading speeds from that 180 level, so taking it up to 360 words per minute, that would mean an Audible speed of approximately 2.3 times, which if you know Audible, that is pretty quick. Here are those speeds in action, so you can hear it for yourself.
The next verses in Matthew are, "And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and each of them began to say to him, Lord, is it I?" And from John, the disciples began to look at one another perplexed as to which of them he meant. Even as the 3 apostles on the far left are still reacting, the others are beginning to respond or ask each other questions.
The benefit of being able to increase the speed of your audiobook means that your eyes will follow naturally as those words are being spoken. They track the movement along with the words you're hearing. And what that does is it simply means that we're able to go through those books at a faster pace than we naturally would be able to, whether that's in our heads silently or speaking them out loud ourselves. But the important thing here is that this isn't about speed for speed's sake. Instead, the most important thing, in my opinion, is still comprehension. This is an opportunity to help us go faster and read more, but that means nothing if we just simply forget everything that we've read and listened to. One tip that I find helps me a lot here is by writing notes between any reading session or natural breaks in the book. That could be a chapter, a break, or just at the end of the book itself if that works for you. But what the aim of that is that we're trying to write down notes to see how much of that book we've remembered. And then we can adjust our speed accordingly. If you found that you've actually increased your speed but still had really strong comprehension, then you might try going even faster. The opposite then applies if you find that you haven't remembered anything of what you've read and listened to. You can just drop the speed down and try again, seeing if your notes improve the next time. I tend to float between 1.2 and a 2 times speed on Audible. It really does depend on the narration, the book, and sometimes even the section. So give it a try, and hopefully you'll be able to get a speed that works best for you and keeps your comprehension level high. Leading on from reading comprehension, we get into use case 3, which is all about remembering more. And this is where actually having 2 sources coming into your brain at once help us remember things more deeply. Because here, rather than our brains reading silently and being able to skim over certain words, we also have a narrator emphasizing certain words more than others, which also helps us to process 2 things at once. We see with our eyes and we hear with our ears, and that enables our brains to go deeper on the source material that's being read out to us whilst our eyes scan the text. Plus, you end up rereading passages far less often because the narrator's rhythm will typically help to drive you along at a steady pace. I particularly love this method for heavy non-fiction or dense biography books because I treat that narrator as almost like having a guide taking me through these journeys. And what that means is I choose the pace, but I'm not constantly rechecking myself with the flow of the words. Instead, they're guiding me through the text and I'm reading along with them. It feels like a much more pleasant experience and one where I come away feeling like I've absolutely absorbed the book rather than forgetting about it only a few weeks after reading. If you're based in the US and you're not currently an Audible member, but this video so far has got you tempted to try it, then Amazon is giving away a 30-day free trial of Audible. The link is in the description below. Now, being completely upfront, this is an affiliate link, but using it will support this channel at no extra cost to you. So if you are tempted at all to have a look, then I would recommend checking out that link. The 4th use case is for anyone who wants to read and listen on one device, because not everyone has a Kindle. But with the Audible app, what you're able to do now is actually read and listen from just your phone or tablet. What I would say is make sure that any audiobook or Kindle ebook you buy has the read and listen sign next to it, because without those, this system and service might not work for you. So, as long as you know that you have that, what you're able to do is track exactly like we've been talking about, but just from the one device instead. You can also turn on real-time text highlighting, which is a great visual aid that follows the words as the narrator is speaking them. Even though it's not contained in the one device, I would still choose to listen on one device and read from my e-ink screen. Ideally, it would be great if there was a device that allowed me to do that all within one from an e-ink screen, but it's not quite there yet. But the reason that I choose that is because I find e-ink so much easier on my eyes than my phone. But for anyone who doesn't have a Kindle and wants to try this, it's a great method. And it's also extremely useful when you're out and about and find yourself in a situation where you're distracted, but you want to read and listen from your phone when you have it. The final use case is probably my favorite because it's all about bringing characters to life. There are some books that are just so special that it's an absolute joy to read every word that's been written. Then, when you add on top an audiobook that's been specially crafted for lovers of that book, it creates a whole new experience for you. A great example of this recently has been the popular Harry Potter series, which has been turned into the full cast editions. Each character is played out by a different actor, and it just adds something completely different to anything that felt like it had been done before. Having read and listened to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, it turned this experience into something completely new for me. Hearing the actors actually playing out these characters gave it a whole new life, and that was something that just felt extremely special. It changes how you experience a book, potentially even one that you've already read before. because adding these different audio effects adds a whole new experience to something that may already feel familiar. And although I love the Harry Potter full cast editions, there's also some great standard narrated audiobooks out there to have a look through. Because not every single book is going to be able to have a full cast editions, but that doesn't mean there aren't some great narrations out there which tell a story in a completely different way. So those are the 5 use cases for turning reading and listening into something genius. Use case 1. This is all about preventing distractions with your audio as the anchor, and also throw in a timer as your focus tool. Use case 2. Read faster by letting the narration set your pace, but don't forget about comprehension. Use case 3. Remember more by allowing the audio and the text to guide you through the book. Use case 4. Read and listen on just the one device with the Audible app. No Kindles required with this. And use case 5. Bring those characters to life, especially when full cast editions are available. If you're a Kindle user, I've compiled 7 essential features that everyone should know about to get the most out of their device. It's completely free and the link is available in the description, so check that out. Plus, I'd love to hear from you about what resonated with you from these use cases. And if any of them were new to you, let me know which you want to try first. If you're here for Intentional Tech, which is all about making sure we get the most out of our devices and avoiding those horrible distractions, then subscribe for more content coming every single week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.